Hello, welcome to the Bad Things channel. We are a left-hand path instructional channel. Um, there are some other channels we're sort of affiliated with, but nobody seriously, so if we say anything horrible, please don't look down on them as we take responsibility for what we say. Uh, First thing we want to say is what the left-hand path is, give you an idea. There's a popular misconception of black magicians and white magicians, and the white magicians being the good guys, and the black magicians being the bad guys. The current understanding with people who are actually in the know see it more as one's attitude towards the group in itself. Um, the right-hand path seeks to integrate with the Almighty and humanity itself, whereas the left-hand path seeks to separate the consciousness and grow into strength there. And that's basically how we see things. We're not monsters or so forth, but we also are just as bad as anybody else, and we don't claim to be anything else. And as far as even the things that we talk about that are spiritual, we make no empirical claims on anything. This could all be in all of our own heads, and that doesn't make the process in any way less important or necessary. I might note that I even consider atheism to be an arm of the left-hand path in that you are thinking for yourself. You are not letting other people tell you what to think or how to think. And some atheists may take issue with that. That's fine. I don't know. I consider myself kind of a theist of sorts, but I don't seek to please a supernatural entity or become a servant thereof. I seek to become something myself, and anything I see in the supernatural, like Satan and so forth, I seek to emulate that, not so much serve it. And you guys need to understand that first, especially if you're getting into the left-hand path. It's not about following anything. It's about doing your own thing and going your own way. And that's important. As far as that goes, in the ceremonial magic community, there is the consensus that there is no such thing as a black magician or a white magician until they cross the abyss, as they say. I don't agree with this. I think that you are doing one thing or the other, and they are both related. There's similar things you do to start out, but really you're on the same path from the beginning to the end, and that's all there is to it. You can change paths, but, and I guess that's where I see it. I see it, the option to change goes all the way up to the abyss, rather than at that point you become one or the other. It's not like that. And I am happy if some of you disagree with me. That's fine. I can deal with that. Getting further into it, we don't oppose Christianity, Islam, paganism in any way, except we oppose some of their doctrines that we see as harmful to either us or others. And that's it. We don't believe in empirical evil, absolute evil. That is a silly notion to anybody who's been in the left-hand path for any length of time, and even some people just starting out. That being said, how do you know what path to go on to start the left-hand path? This is something a lot of people come into it. If you don't tell them what to do, if you don't say become a Satanist, become a Thelemite, or so forth, a lot of people will kind of want you to choose for them or choose whatever they have available. With the internet, that's no longer necessary. You can get the background information. You just have to know what to look for. And that's what I'm trying to help you guys do. The first thing you need to look at is, what do you find inspiring? What do you enjoy? What makes you feel better? What makes you feel more independent, more powerful? This is what you should follow. What do you see yourself doing? What would you like to do? Some left-hand pathers choose a specific path. Some choose hybrids of multiple paths. And some, like myself, have their fingers in just about anything they can get their hands on. And, you know, I personally would like to see more people do that, but I don't want a world of clones of myself. I don't want people to agree with me all the time. I like to have the availability of difference at my disposal so I can use it to better myself. And honestly, I don't see any other path along those lines being in any way helpful to a human being or humanity of itself. I will say that the left-hand path basically embraces the values of humanism, separation of church and state, And regardless if they believe in a God or a devil or not, religion has no place in telling people what to do as far as government. And as far as the individual, we don't want to put too many shackles on an individual, too many judgments on who they are and what they are. Many people say when you fall out of a relationship or something that you have to love yourself before you love somebody else. I think that's true, but it's bad advice. You have to love humanity before you can love yourself. You have to love not all humans, but what humans are, because you are human. I hope, anyway. Uh, you have to love the thing that you are for what it is, not dressed up, not cleaned up, but what it is. Humans have an innate ability to be noble and beautiful. They can also be horrid and wicked and horrible and downright cruel and terrible to each other. This is what humanity is. We are both beautiful and tragic at the same time. I use the analogy of finding a suicide note written with crayon and glitter. That's the human condition. I can't be in any way more descriptive than that. So you find these interests, you try to flesh them out as much as you can. People can help you, they can give you information along the way, but far too often, too many decisions are made when someone goes into any faith or path, or philosophy even, by people other than the person getting into it, and that's wrong, in my opinion. There may be other people out there, other opinions about that you have to tell the little ones what to do. I'm not like that. So, that being said, try to make decisions for yourself. I'm here to offer you suggestions and options, not coerce you or make decisions for you. That is vital. Once you have an idea of which directions you want, or general idea, look around. The process of looking for an answer is more important sometimes than the answer itself. If any of you are familiar with Crowley's analogy of the soldier and the hunchback, that the questions are more important than the answers. This is where I'm at. And as far as that goes, how do you start? How do you start a left-hand path practice without knowing specifically what tradition that you're in? Well, there's some things that just about everybody does. Everybody does some type of invocations and banishings and so forth, or meditations. There's a lot of stuff out there. And again, if you guys put in the comments what you want to see, I can be happy to indulge you in that. I can even do them on the video itself. And I plan on doing hangouts with people, especially people in the S.I.N network, who have possibly conflicting opinions or other options available for you. That being said, that kind of thing is pretty much what we're going to focus on mostly. Now, I will say, just as far as other videos, the community at whole, it's odd as a left-hand path practitioner to think for yourself but seek out community. It almost seems to contradict itself. The Christians have their churches and they're huge. The Muslims have their mosque and they're huge. We don't have that, and we probably never will. I kind of hope we don't. There's something to be said for having to seek things out, and that process is a process of growth in and of itself. So you want to seek out first videos like this. Just watch them. Just see what's out there. There are other left-hand path practitioners on YouTube. I have some of them that I've subscribed to on this channel, but there's others out there. Don't let me completely railroad you into one source. That being said, there are many real-world groups and online groups that you can get involved with. S.I.N's a good one in that the Satanic International Network, in that no one type of tradition dominates the group. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of atheists on that group, various types of atheists, various types of political interest, various types of attitudes on whether or not the spiritual things exist at all. And there's people that are very much into it, like myself. People from all different cultures. We have sort of a sad lack of the Asian occult. And I'm trying to do something about that here in Houston, but it's not an easy process because Crowley himself walked all the way across China, could not find one instructor on the Taoist method. And that just shows you how elusive these guys can be. Anyway, that being said, any other YouTuber who wants to use content from my video either to criticize, comment, or even parody, I'm welcome. I don't mind having the air let out of my tires. You know, whatever. I'm a big old fat neckbeard, and you can say anything you want about that. You know, who cares? Anyway, what's coming up? I'm gonna get with some people on S.I.N, some people who are new and some people who are not, to kind of go into some of these traditions. One of the things I can easily talk about is the thelemic traditions. And something that's called the hedge tradition, the kind of folk left-hand path, and it goes into the right-hand path too. It's really the junk occultism that kind of cropped up mostly before Wicca came along. And in fact, some of the hedges even call themselves dark Wiccans, and they're out there. And I know a lot of that, and I know a lot of the thelemic stuff. As far as that goes, I've pretty much had my fingers in just about everything else, and I could at least point someone to where to go to pursue those things. That being said, that's about it. And if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe, and tell your friends, and let's see where this goes. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Take care. 93, Hail Satan, and have a good time. Bye.